Hello everyone, making a quick little video to give you an update on my 4Runner. As you can see, I've been working on the motor. Yeah, it blew the head gasket on the passenger side. So I'm in the process of taking the heads off, and hopefully I have them off tomorrow. And I'll be checking out the heads, make sure the heads are not warped or cracked or anything. So I'll be going from there and getting everything cleaned up and hopefully go back together with everything. But yeah, it's been a while since I've made a video on this thing. I still get a lot of comments about it. But yep, there she is. Now let's see if I can get a better. Yep. There she is. Been setting for over a year now. Yeah, a little over a year, almost a year and a half. Well, no, probably right. Yeah, just barely over a year. Yep, it's been setting, and I finally got around to start working on it. And yeah, it was a sad thing. So I got a lot of cleaning up to do. I'm gonna break out my pressure washer and clean up a lot of these parts and clean up the motor and everything. But let me show you where I'm at right now with it. So there's the 3.0 slow. I've already put in a new water pump on it, new thermostat, new timing belt, all that's new alternator, all that stuff. But anyways, here's where I'm at right now with the cylinder heads. The cylinder heads are already unbolted and they're ready to come off. And the reason why I haven't actually taken the heads all the way off is because right back here, let's see if I can show you. If you see I don't know if you can see it very good from here, but the exhaust pipe right here, okay, yeah, so you can see the little triangle where the main exhaust pipe connects. Well, there's 3 exhaust nuts that go on that bolts that up to the manifold. Well, I had one of the exhaust nuts rounded off on me, and so that's the only thing that's holding me up for taking off the cylinder heads. Yeah. But there she is. So as you can see, I got all the head bolts out, all of them, and I believe there's 8. So you got, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you have 8. It's right there. It's down inside there. Yeah, so there's 8 head bolts on each side. And let me tell you about something else too. So once you get all 8 head bolts out, you want to make sure you take out this bolt too, because if you go taking out all the head bolts and you start yanking on it, you're gonna have this one bolt right here. It's a 14 millimeter, and it's gonna be holding the cylinder heads on, so you won't be able to take them off. And there's another one in the very back, right there on the back of the head, and it's a 14 millimeter bolt. And all your head bolts, let me check something real quick. I think they're Sorry. My mind is like blah 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 blah. Yeah, so your head bolts, you want to use a 12 millimeter 12 point on these. And I got all new head bolts. Yeah, so let me open up these. Yeah, so I got all my parts, all my new parts in here, and my old parts all scattered out. Yeah. But so yeah, like I said, on that exhaust boat, it rounded off on me, and so I had to order a extractor kit, socket kit for it, and that is a 14 millimeter. Well, I can't get this open right now because I got one hand. I'm trying to hold the camera. Anyways, you know what it is. It's a head boat. So yeah, I'm only waiting for a couple of more new items to come in, but that's not going to hold me up for getting this thing together. I got all new injectors. Honestly, I'll be honest with you about the injectors. As you can see, I mean, these injectors been in this thing since 1995, and they've never been replaced. So, I mean, they're almost 30 years old, and I highly recommend, if you're going to do all this work, I say go ahead and replace and put all new injectors. Don't just, you know, replace all the O-rings and clean the injectors out, and you know, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work getting this thing taken apart. I mean, going back together with it, it's not too bad. It goes, it's harder to take this motor apart than it is to get this motor back together. And but I highly recommend, and I'm gonna have all this stuff cleaned up tomorrow. So yeah, I'll have everything cleaned up and ready to go back together. But I do highly recommend to replace your injectors, put new injectors in. Also, if you take it apart, also, if this hub has never been replaced, I highly recommend to go ahead and replace your fan hub housing, because look at that. It is super loose, and it's never been replaced since 1995. So all that's going brand new. Yeah, and also there's one thing I want to show you is what I wanted to talk to you about is this sensor housing that goes on the back of the engine. This sensor housing is held on by two nuts that hold this thing on, and all these sensors on here, once you start going back together with it, kind of check it and make sure it's not cracked or anything. Like, mine's still good, it's not cracked or anything, but I do highly recommend to replace all these sensors if possible. I was able to find them all on eBay, and I bought every one of these sensors, and so I'm going to be cleaning this up tomorrow as well, and I'm going back with all new sensors. But if your sensors are good and they're not cracked or brittle like mine were, like you can see, like this, like that, just these little vacuum lines, they just snapped off. And yeah, and all of these are in really rough shape, and even this this water temp sensor, I barely took the connector housing off of it, wire off of it, and it just snapped like nothing. I didn't even hardly put any pressure on it. So yeah, you want to make sure all that's good. What else? There's so much stuff to do. There's so much stuff to take off of this this motor is just, it's a lot of work. So I just say, you know, check everything, make sure it's good, it's all in good shape before you start going back together with it. I was a little leery about my distributor, but I'm going to clean it up and check and make sure it's okay. But I put a new rotor and everything on it. And here's the new radiator. Going back with the new radiator. Let's see. Oh, and one more thing. This right here, this is your knock sensor. Your knock sensor is right in the center of the block. You definitely want to put a new knock sensor in it. You don't want to go back together with it and use the old knock sensor, because you do not want to tear this motor back apart to have to replace that. But they do make a kit where you can put the knock sensor off to the side, but that's totally up to you. And if you do replace this knock sensor right here, the little harness goes up through right here on the cylinder head, the little harness. I highly recommend to buy a new harness too and replace it. But yeah, I have a vacuum line kit coming for it, so all the vacuum lines, all the coolant hoses, everything's going to be replaced on it. Will be all new. But there she is. Just wanted to give you a little update on my 3.0 slow and my 95 Toyota 4Runner. And if you have any questions, leave it in the... oh, that's my neighbor. So if you have any questions, just leave it in a comment and I will get back to you. I really appreciate everyone watching my channel and following me along with me on this journey of working on my 95 4Runner that I've had for a very, very long time. All the years I've been driving this thing, I never had any major issues with it until, you know, a little over a year ago, and the head gasket went out on it. So yeah, and the head gasket went out on this side. I believe the head gasket's still good on this side, but I'm replacing both of them. I'm not going to take a chance. Alright, I will see y'all in the next video, and thank you for watching. Peace. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye now.